In the vast landscape of cybersecurity, one principle stands out as paramount: identity and access management, IAM. IAM is the cornerstone of safeguarding digital assets, ensuring that only authorized users have access to sensitive information and resources. It encompasses a suite of technologies, policies, and procedures designed to manage and control user identities and their access rights within an organization's IT infrastructure. In this comprehensive guide, we delve into the intricacies of IAM, shedding light on its importance, components, implementation strategies, and best practices. Understanding IAM. IAM revolves around the fundamental concept of granting the right individuals the right access to the right resources at the right time. Essentially, it aims to answer the following questions: who is requesting access? What resources are they trying to access? Are they authorized to access those resources? When are they attempting to access them? By effectively addressing these questions, IAM enables organizations to enforce security policies, mitigate risks, achieve regulatory compliance, and safeguard against unauthorized access, data breaches, and insider threats. Components of IAM. IAM comprises several interconnected components, each playing a crucial role in managing identities and controlling access. Authentication. Authentication is the process of verifying the identity of users or entities attempting to access the system. It typically involves the use of credentials such as usernames, passwords, biometrics, or multi-factor authentication, MFA, mechanisms to validate users' identities. Authorization. Authorization determines what actions or resources an authenticated user is allowed to access based on their roles, permissions, or attributes. It involves defining access control policies and enforcing them to regulate user access to resources. User provisioning. User provisioning involves the creation, modification, and deletion of user accounts and their associated access rights throughout their lifecycle within an organization. It includes processes for onboarding new employees, updating user profiles, and deactivating accounts upon employee departure. Single sign-on, SSO. SSO allows users to authenticate once and access multiple applications or services without re-entering their credentials. It enhances user experience, improves productivity, and reduces the burden of managing multiple passwords. Directory services. Directory services store and manage user identities and their attributes, such as usernames, passwords, group memberships, and access permissions. Common examples include Lightweight Directory Access Protocol, LDAP, and Active Directory, AD. Role-based access control, RBAC. RBAC is a method of access control that assigns permissions to users based on their roles within an organization. It simplifies access management by associating permissions with predefined roles rather than individual users. Privileged Access Management, PAM. PAM focuses on managing and securing privileged accounts, which have elevated permissions to access critical systems and sensitive data. It includes mechanisms for monitoring, controlling, and auditing privileged activities to prevent abuse or misuse. Identity Governance and Administration, IGA. IGA encompasses processes and technologies for managing identities, access rights, and compliance requirements across an organization. It ensures that access privileges align with business policies and regulatory mandates. Implementation strategies. Implementing IAM requires a systematic approach tailored to the organization's needs, resources, and risk tolerance. Here are key strategies for successful IAM implementation. Conduct a risk assessment. Begin by assessing the organization's security risks, compliance requirements, and business objectives to identify IAM priorities and establish a roadmap for implementation. Define policies and procedures. Develop clear and comprehensive IAM policies and procedures governing user authentication, authorization, provisioning, and access control. Ensure alignment with industry best practices and regulatory standards. Choose the right technologies. Select IAM solutions and tools that align with the organization's requirements, scalability, interoperability, and budget constraints. Evaluate factors such as ease of deployment, integration capabilities, and vendor support. Implement strong authentication mechanisms. Deploy robust authentication mechanisms, such as MFA, biometrics, and adaptive authentication, to enhance security and protect against password-related vulnerabilities. Enforce least privilege principle. Follow the principle of least privilege by granting users only the minimum permissions necessary to perform the job functions. Regularly review and update access privileges based on changes in roles or responsibilities. Monitor and audit user activity. Implement monitoring and auditing mechanisms to track user activities, detect suspicious behavior, and investigate security incidents. Leverage logging, SIEM, security information and event management, and UEBA, user and entity behavior analytics, solutions for comprehensive visibility. Educate and train users. Provide ongoing cybersecurity awareness training to employees, contractors, and partners to promote good security practices, raise awareness about phishing attacks, and emphasize the importance of protecting sensitive information. Best practices. To maximize the effectiveness of IAM initiatives, organizations should adhere to the following best practices. Adopt a zero-trust architecture. Embrace the zero-trust security model, which assumes that threats can originate from both external and internal sources. Implement strict access controls, continuous authentication, and micro-segmentation to minimize the attack surface and prevent lateral movement by adversaries. Automate IAM processes. Leverage automation and orchestration tools to streamline IAM processes, reduce manual intervention, and improve efficiency. Automation can facilitate user provisioning, access certification, compliance reporting, and incident response. Regularly review and update IAM policies. Conduct periodic reviews of IAM policies, configurations, and access controls to ensure alignment with evolving business requirements, regulatory changes, and emerging threats. Regular audits help identify gaps, vulnerabilities, and areas for improvement. Implement secure DevOps practices. Integrate IAM into the DevOps pipeline to ensure that security is built into applications and infrastructure from the outset. Embrace principles such as infrastructure as code, IAC, secure coding practices, and continuous security testing to enhance resilience and mitigate risks. Foster collaboration across departments. Promote collaboration and communication between IT, security, compliance, and business stakeholders to ensure that IAM initiatives are aligned with organizational goals and priorities. Establish cross-functional teams to drive coordination, share insights, and address challenges collaboratively. Conclusion. IAM is the linchpin of cybersecurity, providing the foundation for protecting digital assets, preserving confidentiality, integrity, and availability, and enabling secure business operations. By embracing IAM principles, organizations can mitigate security risks, streamline access management, and build a robust defense posture against evolving cyber threats. Through strategic planning, diligent implementation, and continuous improvement, organizations can harness the power of IAM to safeguard their most valuable assets and uphold trust in the digital age.